What's up guys, ManontheMoon here with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about this wheel. The changes they've been making. Just the fact that ultra recruits are going to be their own thing, and whatever the other recruit is, I can't even remember what it's called now. The one that Wanderer's gonna be though. Elite Recruit or whatever the name is. So I mean, I've been getting asked what I think about all this on my streams quite a bit, and it's a rough one, right? Because, like, if you've been on my streams, you've heard me ask people, like, you know, would you rather spend $100 on a coin? You know, you could spend $100 on a coin pack back in the day and do a 40 pull. Or now you can spend, you know, basically $100 and do these 3 pulls right here. And I've heard a lot of people say that, you know, oh, I don't want to pay $100 to do 3 pulls, and you know, it's such a ripoff. And while I understand the psychology behind saying like $100 for 3 pulls, it's all pixels, right? At the end of the day, and like looking at the odds. You know, you look at these odds, and, you know, 0.75% for the times 5 Amani, 14.25 on the times 1, so 15% overall. You've got the pity after the 6. So, like, and then, you know, 4.25% on all the others. And as much as like, oh, well, you're only doing 3 pulls, so, you know, the old wheel, it was only 1% chance at getting it. You know, you still had to, you know, you're still looking at 100 pulls on average to get one. I mean, granted, you would get the pity before then, but like, how many times have you guys done a 40 pull and ended up with, you know, 4 silvers and 36 bits? As to where, at least with this, you're guaranteed the 3 golds, you know. I don't like the fact that they're separating them. That's my big thing, is like, you're basically making the gold mythic wheel, you know, you've got all those characters that are now just officially in that group, and they're all in there, and they're all the same odds. You turn that into the select recruit wheel, essentially. And now, like, you know, where are we gonna get these new tunes? Like, I'm a free-to-play at this point, essentially. You know, I say essentially because at some point, you know, over the course of playing the game, I've spent hundreds of dollars, but none of it's recent. You know, I haven't spent in like a year. Where am I going to get these ultra recruits and, you know, the other ones? And that, you know, it's just kind of a... I can't really judge how good or bad it is based off of just this, because I don't know where stuff is going to be made available. I don't know when it's going to be made available. I was saying on my stream earlier today that I think, like, this wheel in particular, it's really... I mean, I'm not a whale, so I can't say from a whale's perspective if it's good or bad. Um, you know, I look at my biggest issue overall is honestly probably the characters, right? Because I was thinking about spending some cash just because it's a new wheel, and as a content creator I was kind of like, yeah, I really kind of want to just do a 6 pull. um and you going through this wheel, you look at it, you got Amani, you got Peacekeeper, you got Kenny, you got Ghost, there's Raulito in there who, I still need Raulitos, which will, like my Titan is only grade 5, which granted that's my fault. I wasn't really participating that much during the NWO Mythic Trial, but nonetheless, if I were to get Raulito, it would get me towards Titan. Um, and a lot of the characters are really good, but then you get, closer on towards the end of the list, and like, you've got the Conrad, you've got the Eva, you've got Jesse Anderson. While she might be a former promo, I mean, like, she was available in Bit Shop, or not, maybe not a Bit Shop, Mythic Market. You know, Dario's not that good. Um, Lao Po was in the 90%. I mean, she's good, but she was in the 90%. Eva shouldn't have been in here at all. Pam shouldn't have been in here at all. She's in the Mythic Market, or she was. Um, Conrad definitely shouldn't have been. I would say Uncle Sam probably shouldn't have been. Um, I feel like, I mean, with this being Ultra Recruit, I would say that every single character that's in here should have been an Ultra Recruit. It should have been a character that was going to immediately make an offense or defense team better for the majority of players. And as good as some of these characters are, because don't get me wrong, Eva is good, Pam is good, they were available everywhere. Everyone who wants or wanted those characters has them. And the only reason they were put on that wheel is to prevent somebody from getting a character that actually would help them. In my opinion, like, I can't see anybody at Scopely being like, man, that new player it really needs that Eva, when Eva was just in the Mythic Market. If that new player really needed that Eva, they went and got her. And if they weren't able to get her, this isn't where they want to get her. You shouldn't be getting an Eva from this wheel. You shouldn't be getting a Conrad from this wheel. I'm a little disheartened, right? Because, like, I really don't think this wheel is that bad. Like, the concept of it. I mean, the fact that they're literally showing the odds for every single character. They've never done that before. That's complete transparency. That's awesome. But, I look at right there, that Dario. Dario does not, anybody who got a Dario, I'm just like, man, I feel bad for you. I have him, I don't use him. There's Harper and there's Negan. They're both better, strong attack leaders. Eva, Pam, I just, they don't belong in a wheel that is costing people $100 for 3 pulls. Guaranteed golds or not, they don't belong in that wheel, man. You could, and I'm not even necessarily saying, put a different character in there. You could just, this wheel is honestly would be okay if you just removed. I think I went on stream earlier. I was talking about this, and I counted out 5 characters where if they removed them, this would actually be a really good wheel. And it was like Dario, who was it? Now, I'm sorry about this one. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly who the 5th one was, I think. But it was Dario, Eva, Pam, Conrad, and Jesse Anderson. And honestly, I would even say that you could leave Pam and take off Uncle Sam. So Jesse Anderson, Uncle Sam, Conrad, Eva, and Dario. You take those 5 off of the list, and this is actually like a legitimate promo wheel. Everything on every character on there would be usable on somebody's attack or defense. I know Lady Z is used. You see Laupo on every team. Nimrod might not be that useful to a lot of people, but he's not terrible and he gets you towards Titan. Gia Fang is on defense teams everywhere. Mr. Lou's on defense teams everywhere. Vance is everywhere. Headless Hershel's actually a good attack lead. Like, this would be a really good wheel. This would be a wheel that me, as somebody who hasn't spent in a year, would spend $100, probably a little more, honestly, because I would want to do the 6 pulls. And the reason I would do that would be because as much as I'm, I might get lucky with Amani, I'm guaranteed a character that's going to improve my roster. Now, I know a lot of the spenders are going to have a lot of these characters LB3 already. They're not in my situation, per se, where a lot of these characters would help me. But even those same players would have to admit that these are good characters, that if they didn't have LB3 already, it would improve their teams. And I think that's where the biggest issue lies, is they're putting characters in there that even low ranking, like average players. A Conrad is not helping your average player. It's just not. My Conrad's only LB2. If I pulled Conrad, I would be livid. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, like I said, it's kind of a hard one for me because, like, the concept of the wheel itself, I mean, it doesn't seem terrible, Like, I could honestly see people the spenders spending less overall. Just the way this wheel is set up, I could see it. But, like, I could also see it being terrible for them. And to go back to the psychology of it, I can totally see the perception of I'm spending $100 for 3 characters. Yeah, I get it. But, I mean, I kind of think back, how many 40 pulls have I done and not gotten anything? That's $100, like, So, I mean, like, I guess I look at the worst case scenario and I'm like, well, worst case scenario, you're still getting these, 3 golds. 7 if you do the 6 pull, because you got getting the 6 plus the guaranteed. But then to get LB3 off of an ultra recruit wheel, especially the coin one, like, I haven't even mentioned the fact that, like, right here is the exact same wheel with no guarantees. Not to say I have a lot of coins. You can see right there, I've got 696 coins. I've never been one of those players that saves up all my coins and just does big pulls. I spend my coins in essentials most times on, like, event stuff for, whatever, just playing the game. That's what I spend my coins on. But if I were to decide I wanted to save up my coins now, it's like, why would I ever want to? 9,600 coins for 3 pulls with no guarantees ever? That honestly, I'll say that needs to change. That just feels like a slap in the face. Because, like I said, I mean, like, I don't save my coins. I've never really been able to. I'm not one of those people that runs and does single pulls for 250 coins. I've never been that guy. But I do boredom 10s. And like I said, I use my coins to play the game, but this is a game where I'm supposed to be able to accrue characters, and I don't see a very, like, I just don't have a path lined out for me for how that's going to happen in the future, really. Like, obviously they're still going to have these events, but being a free-to-play, I'm getting a lot of these characters at LB1, I'm having issues these days attacking, just because a lot of the characters that have been good attacking characters recently, I can only get them to LB1 because I'm not paying to, I'm not a member of Survivors Club, and I'm not paying that extra little bit of money to get them to LB3. I have people constantly suggesting, why don't you, saying, why don't you use Easter Eva? Because I've only got our LB1. Why aren't you using Duck? Because I didn't buy the Battle Pass. I don't have them yet. I can't use them. And that's with characters coming out the way they are now, where they're going into the Gold Mythic Wheel. Now that they're not going to be, how am I going to get them? I don't know. I've been ranting for a while now, guys. I appreciate you listening to it. I know it was pretty long-winded, especially considering I was only talking about a promo wheel. But I wanted to talk about it. Let me know what you guys think down below. And what would you like to see done? What do you think could help make... what are some changes that you think could help make things better? I've thought about things like maybe if they were to add a bunch of times 5s, not just for the promoted character, but all these characters down here, they're at 4.25%. If you were to just make that a 4% even, and then say Peacekeeper times 5.25%, Kenny times 5.25%, do it for all of them. And I did the math earlier, it would come out to a 5.75% total overall. It would be your odds of getting a times 5 would be 5.25%. And then you'd have a 0.75% chance at getting the times 5. Or actually, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. You would have a 5.75 100% chance at getting a times 5 character. And then, which, I mean, honestly, like, to say you've got a almost 6% chance at getting times 5, that's really good. That actually is really good. It would be awesome. It might be too good, honestly. However, it all depends on the characters that are on the wheel with it, right? You know, I could say that that would be a good thing to get a times 5, but if I were to get a times 5 Conrad, that would feel worse than, I mean, that would feel horrid, you know? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the wheel, about the changes. Let me know what you think can be done. In the comments below. If you're still here at this point, thank you for listening to my rant. I do appreciate it. I just wanted to get some stuff off my chest. This is it, you know. That's all I got for this video, though. Remember, it is a game, so try and have fun. This is going to be your friendly neighborhood man on the moon, signing off. Later, guys.